It was 1993 that Whitney Houston sang, I have nothing. And quite frankly, in 2024, I come to you with those same words after what the Dallas Cowboys did last night. I could talk about it, but Mark Zinno's going to rant about it probably for 5 minutes. I'm not feeling particularly well, as actually un-Cowboys related. This could be the first time someone vomits live on air on WagerTalk TV. Something I could put on my
Listen,
resume.
the morning
Would you
wager
care to go through the gory details? Because I know you have strong thoughts, as you always do on things.
Well, the morning wager continues to set records here at Wager Talk, and having one of our hosts vomit on the show would continue to raise and elevate the status of this program as the best one on Wager Talk TV. So there is that. But let's get down to the fact of what happened last night that prevented us from going 2-1, that killed our show best bet. And we can send a huge. Are we allowed to curse? I don't think so. But we can send a huge
we haven't
bleep
earned that
you.
right yet.
We haven't earned that right yet. We can
No.
send a huge bleep you to Amani Oruwari. As soon as that punt got blocked, okay, and it went forward instead of backward, my entire body clenched up. And then I saw Amani Oruwari standing there watching the ball go to him, and I'm just screaming, let it go, let it go, let it go. And what does this idiot do? What does this moron do? Instead of letting it roll and being in field goal range to go ahead and kick a game or go ahead late game field goal, this idiot tries to catch it. Not only does he try to catch it, he tried to run with it. It wasn't like he was going to hands team it and catch it and fall on it right where it was. This moron wanted to play flipping hero ball and be the guy who ran it back in for a touchdown because he thought nobody was looking. Of course, he muffs it. Cincinnati recovers. They, of course, don't kick a field goal. They score a touchdown, and Cincinnati goes on to cover every number that they laid last night. And I was pretty pissed off and sick. Now, what was the cherry on top?
Oh, no.
Because I kind of, it was one of those games where I was just aggravated. I didn't really get it was one of those delayed aggravations. I didn't get aggravated last night because all you could do was laugh that actually went down that way. Like, all you could do is just go, you got to be kidding me. And then this morning I wake up and I start scrolling through Twitter and I see all these jackwagons celebrating their Bengals win as if they had the handicap right the whole time. As if they were ignoring the fact that the Bengals were either tied or losing for a majority of that game, as if they were going to ignore the fact that one of the more freak plays we've seen this year benefited them into a cover. I'm not mad that you won your bet. But if you can't acknowledge, whether you are a professional or just an amateur sports bettor, if you can't acknowledge that Cincinnati was the wrong side and you won because of luck, you just don't know what you're doing in this business. It's okay to get lucky. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But just acknowledge that luck put money in your pocket. It wasn't a good handicap on Cincinnati. There was no handicap you wrote on Cincinnati that came true last night where it said Dallas was going to score first. Dallas was going to play with the lead. Dallas was going to rush for 150 yards on us. Dallas was going to do all these things. We're going to block a punt that they were going to then muff and give us a chance to win the game. There was no right up there whatsoever. So if you're going to celebrate your win, fine. Just acknowledge the fact that luck is why you cashed a ticket last night. As our good friend Kelly in Vegas always says, you were on the winning side last night, but you weren't on the right side. There's a difference. And now I'm done.
Now he's done. Remember that Brady Quinn commercial? Brady Quinn's kind of a tool. Just going to throw that out there. You can follow him, by the way, at Mark Zinno on X,
I thought you were going to get Brady Quinn's handle out.
Twitter. No, I don't know what his handle is. I don't follow Brady Quinn. I don't get involved with those things.
Because he's a tool.
Yes. You can follow me at Bryan Power _wins and tell me, wow, BP, we liked you a lot better when you won all the time. Unlike the last 10 days when you are just beaten to a bloody pulp. Anyway, you know what? I'm in such a mood today. I'm going to call it the Emirates Cup just to upset you.
Well, all right then.
Okay. The NBA Cup.
Where it just means more now.
It does just mean more now. Nice to see Michael Imperioli getting work, by the way. Christopher Moltisanti from The Sopranos. He's
Yes.
doing the commercials. It's nice to see him doing work.
I
All
thought
right.
he was doing the commercials for which betting site was it?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he's doing commercials for a
Anyway,
betting site.
we've spent too much time ranting and not enough time giving out plays. We're going to give you winners on both NBA Cup, or at least we'll give you plays, I should say, on both NBA Cup games. You are up first, fine, sir. Actually, you know what? Dan, can I go first? Because
Yes, you
Mark
may as
just
well.
ranted. I'll save him. I'll save him some oxygen.
It's like, just
Oh,
get this show over with, please. I want to go back to bed.
enthusiasm
I have no
is at an
desire to be
all-time
here.
high behind the
Get
scenes
this
here at
over with. I don't care
WagerTalk.
what you guys do. Even if I throw up the wrong graphic, just start talking so you can stop talking. That's Dan's whole
Okay.
philosophy.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to make it short and sweet. Okay. I told you I don't feel well. So there we go. Okay.
You're
No,
going to
we love you,
stop talking
Tokyo.
or lack
Okay.
thereof.
Anyway, stop it. All right. The Orlando Magic and the Milwaukee Bucks are up first in the NBA Cup. This is the knockout stage. I think this is a terrible spot for Orlando. No Banchero, no Franz Wagner now. Those are their two best players. And they're heading to a Milwaukee team that's really starting to rediscover itself, Zinno. As you know, the Bucks and the Sixers were the two teams in the Eastern Conference that got off to just really, really disappointing starts. But unlike the Sixers, okay, who Dan Alexander, I'm told, has sworn off entirely, the Bucks have begun to get out of the doldrums. They've won 8 of their last 10 overall. One of those losses was to Boston. They're at home. Okay, they get this game at home. That's key. Why? Orlando, Zinno, is 10-0 at home, but they're only 7-9 on the road. So this is a team minus its top 2 players playing on the road where they're nowhere as good. It seems square, but it also seems really logical to me. This Milwaukee team is starting to find itself. And it's important to note, we were talking about this NBA Cup on the phone yesterday. And the thing is, once this thing gets away from you,
Yep.
it's just time to pack it in, right? There's
Yeah.
no, I mean, it really is. So I think we're going to see that Orlando up against it. I'll lay the 7 with Milwaukee, which, as we have said from the beginning of the morning wager, is Algonquin or the good land.
Good land. Yes. There it is. To your point, though, yeah. I mean, look, there's no point differential anymore. It's win and stay in the Emirates Cup, or lose and go home. So no one's going to risk injury trying to erase a 20-point fourth quarter deficit. Those guys will just pull up quickly and get the heck out of there and start resting, and that's it. So I think that's a big part of the handicap that people will underscore here.
The Bryan Power philosophy of just quit, much like
Yes.
I did at law school. Maybe I shouldn't have quit law school. I've been pondering that over the last 10 days.
Much like
Anyway, you.
Amani Orurukure should have done last night. Do you think they
Okay.
cut him? I mean, I literally, if I was the coach, I would have literally told him, take your pads off, leave them here, and get the hell out. Put your pads here, put your helmet down, just get out. Do not come back. You're officially cut. You're done. Go home. I don't even want to look at you. Take the bus. Leave. Get your issue.
I don't think that's happened for a while. Anyway, you know what happened not that long ago? Well, it seems like just the Dallas Mavericks eliminated the Oklahoma City Thunder from the playoffs last spring.
Yeah.
These teams have played one time already this season.
Didn't go
Dallas
well.
won again.
Yep.
Dallas won again. They are meeting again in the second game of the quarterfinal knockout stage of the NBA Cup tonight. And this is the game you are tackling for our double play.
Yeah. As you mentioned, this, I don't know if there's a real revenge angle in the NBA, but this is probably as close as it gets. Dallas has now won 3 straight and 4 of the last 5, obviously eliminating, as Bryan said, the Thunder from the playoffs last year. And in case you haven't been paying attention, Dallas has won the last 3 matchups in Oklahoma City. So if OKC, who's laying 4 tonight, if they don't get up for this game and they can't beat Dallas, now you start to get into a spot where the Mavericks just mentally own this team. OKC is still a young team. They still got some more steps to take, but they're a very talented team. This is a team that is top 5 once again in both offensive efficiency, or top 10. They're 8th in offensive efficiency, but they are the top defensive efficiency team in the NBA. So it's a good team on both ends of the floor, but so is Dallas, right? Dallas is top 10 in offensive and defensive efficiency. So we know that Oklahoma City is a better team at home. They score more at home. I just think that they walk into this matchups here with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they want to win this thing. Eliminating Dallas from the Emirates Cup is not the same thing as eliminating from them from the postseason. But my God, if Dallas wins again in Oklahoma City, wow, we are in a world of hurt for the Thunder as they go forward, which will be interesting to see when their next actual matchup is when it comes to the regular season and where they're going to play. They don't play again until after the new year on January 17th in Dallas.
Mm.
So there's going to be a little bit of a respite here. Plus, Dallas comes into this thing winning 7 straight. I mean, as Brian Power would say, what are they going to win? Every game they play? They're going to win 8 in a row? I don't think so. So we'll go to Oklahoma City and lay the 4 tonight.
I do say that a lot. Yes, both these teams are hot. Dallas 7 in a row. Oklahoma City 7-1. Their last 8. Mark Zinno and I backing the 2 favorites. What could go wrong in the NBA Cup this evening? Share your thoughts. So
All
that
the
is
dogs,
to
all the dogs
recap.
are backing aren't covering either. So what the hell?
No, they're not.
Why
So just to recap, our double play. I like the Bucks -7. He likes the Thunder -4.5. Leave your comments down below. Share us your thoughts on the NBA Cup action. We'll talk about Wednesday's games, obviously, on tomorrow's show. Mark, it is promotion time. It is $5 Tuesday at
not?
WagerTalk.com. And that means, obviously, there are $5 best bets available
Yes,
from all of your favorite handicappers. This is a
yes.
promotion that, quite frankly, do I use this term? You've owned this promotion. You have done exceptionally well
I
with your
I
$5 play.
I am $5 Tuesdays. That pretty much is the general consensus around Wager Talk. That when you think of $5 Tuesday, you think of this guy. What does 2 thumbs up and cashes $5 Tuesday winners? This guy, like that.
We all
By the
know.
way, Brian Power, I told you at the top of the show, I had a surprise for you.
Oh no.
Before we started recording, here's your surprise, Brian Power. My $5 play, 5% play in the college football playoff. That's
My
it.
God.
That's the bomb. Yes, my God. That's all I wanted to hear from you was my God. We have cashed 2 5% $5 plays so far on an 8-2 run. Okay. Did you get more right than wrong, Brian Power? Do I get more right than wrong on $5 Tuesdays? Yes. Okay. There you go. $5, 5% play. Go get it.
My only football winner last weekend was the $5 play, actually.
There we go.
SMU, Clemson over.
Same.
And guess what?
Same.
My first playoff winner is available. My $5 play is also for the expanded 12-team playoff. Look, it was not the end of the regular season. I hope for college football, but still on over a 60% run, 59-39. We're up over 55 units. Mark loves unit talk here on the program. And you can't forget the Bulls. The last 2 years, we've done exceptionally well in the Bulls, up 33 units.
Yes.
The last 2 years, Mark was number 1 in winning percentage of the Bulls last year. It's still time to get that BOGO deal.
Tell
You get
everybody.
all of our bowl plays for
Tell everybody about it.
199.
Yes. Don't buy
And
the other one. Buy ours.
and you want to talk about college football playoff? Had Michigan over Alabama last year. That was a 5% play. Came back with Michigan
Yes, you
against
did.
Washington. So that
Yes, you
was good.
did.
So pick up my my first college football playoff winner is a 4% best bet, just $5, WT.buzz/BP. I've also got a Champions League play up for those of you who like soccer.
My percent's bigger than yours there, baby. My percent is bigger than yours.
Thank you for that. Okay. Now I am gonna vomit. All
Yeah,
right.
you're not feeling well.
Show
You're very under the weather, but I appreciate you entertaining me along the way.
bring this Randy Savage shirt. I don't know. That's something.
Ooh, I was wondering why you were wearing Propel.
Yes. Best bet. Penn State and Rutgers. Penn State.
Want me to do this?
This is so I feel that maybe you've been talking to me too much, Zeno, because this is something that I would clearly do it. But you were the one who actually brought
Yes.
this up when we were talking
Yes.
before the show. Penn
Yes.
State,
Well,
off its biggest win of the year, they
yes.
blew out Purdue. They were favored against number 8 Purdue at
Yep.
home,
Yep.
and then
Tell him. Tell
they
him.
boat raced them. They led by as many as 27.
Yep.
Rutgers
Yep.
has lost 4 of 5, several
Not
of
good.
them close, except the last time when they got blown out by Ohio State.
Yep.
Rutgers hosting Penn State in Piscataway. They're a short favorite, is Rutgers. This situation, sir, screams to take the Scarlet Knights.
That it does. Let's add one more wrinkle into the fold here that you failed to mention. Penn State, Let's look down their schedule. Oh, first true road game of the year, right? We saw them playing
Yes.
some,
Yes.
other tournament things that are neutral site games, but first true road game of the year, conference game at the Rack. For those who don't know, the Rutgers Athletic Center at the Rack. And oh, by the way, just take a look at. We talked about some of those tough losses that they had. Their last couple of losses, you mentioned the close games. A 1-point win over Notre Dame, a 5-point loss to number 9 Alabama on a neutral site, a 4-point loss to number 20 Texas A&M on a neutral site, and then they get blown out at home. So, yeah, very much so. This is a Rutgers team that probably is a little bit better than their record indicates. And you look at kind of where they are and what they've done. It has been very much a situation where the Scarlet Knights are probably going to win this game. I mean, I say that with a certain amount of confidence just because of the way it sets up. And again, the fact that they're favored tells you kind of everything you need to know. Rutgers plays fast. They get up and down. They are one of the fastest tempo teams in the country. They have one of the shortest average length of possessions. That should be enough for them to overcome here and take out Penn State. So I really like this spot here for the Scarlet Knights. We'll take them on the money line to win this thing for our best bet.
All right. Smash that like button if you agree. Also, here's a Bryan power play for you, Zinno. Might be time to
Sure.
take the over tonight between these two teams. You know why? The last 10 meetings have all stayed under between Rutgers and Penn State. And you just mentioned the pace that Rutgers is playing at. Well, conducive to an over, right? Maybe. Bueller?
Oh, by the way,
Someone?
I'll add one more. I'll add one more thing in here for Bryan Power, which is going to get him so excited when I tell him this stat about Rutgers. If you check out good old Mr. Palm, aka Ken Palm, Rutgers' luck rating out of 364 college teams, 311th. They are better than what their record suggests. So I know you get excited at luck rating. That's kind of your thing.
I do. I do get very excited about luck rating. It does. Do we want to talk?
Bryan likes getting lucky. He likes getting lucky.
Yes, I'll tell you what. All right. That's going to do it for the show today. Pick up those $5 plays from both Mark and myself. You know where to go. WT.buzz/MZ, WT.buzz/BP for all of your selections. All right. Anything else you would like to say before we bid the people farewell? Okay, don't read the Grinch. Dan Alexander and I. Okay, I'm going to be honest. Where were you going with that? Just to peel back the curtain, Mark Zinno inexplicably just started reading The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. The entire thing. No. Dan and I were just at a loss for words.
Reciting it. I was reciting it from memory. So I wasn't reading it. So I'm just saying.
You weren't reading it? You were just doing that from memory?
Yes.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You can't handle this.
No, I can't.
It's the first time you've ever said it to me. Of all the things you said, it's the first time you've ever looked at me and said, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
Who just knows the Grinch like that? You were nailing the inflection.
I have kids.
So do I. I guess I maybe need to read to my daughter more often. All right, guys, let's cash some tickets.
Every single game.